but like have a glass of wine together and watch movies and just talk.
Jionni and Snooki have been married for 8 years and they claim to be completely happy, but not everyone is convinced. Jionni still refuses to have anything to do with Jersey Shore. Plus, his appearance keeps changing in a really bizarre way, but there might be a reason why he's been acting so strange. Listen closely because this story is pretty crazy. Last summer, Snooki got called out by viewers online for not showing every part of her life, but she fired back. What she revealed about Gionni's reasons for not filming was unbelievable. Snooki explained that Jionni doesn't film anymore because of mental health issues. Apparently, he suffers from crippling anxiety and he's extremely camera shy. Snooki added that it's more than just the MTV cameras though, and that she's had to make adjustments for Jionni too. Snooki claimed that Jionni has always hated being filmed and that surprisingly even applies to family photos at times. Jionni allegedly barely lets her take pictures of him anymore, let alone post them on social media. So Snooki almost never posts Jionni on her Instagram out of respect for him. But if you didn't know that, it would almost look like she wasn't even married, judging by her account. And when she does randomly share a photo of Jionni, the way her followers usually react is ridiculous. A lot of people have pointed out that Gionni's appearance seems to change relatively often. His facial shape and jawline definitely look different in a few of the pictures Snooki has posted, but the reason for that could be a super sensitive topic. If Gionni's facial changes are because of his fluctuating weight, I'm sure the comments about it only make his anxiety worse. He doesn't really publicly address much anymore, but he has actually explained his disinterest in the spotlight. In 2018, Jionni made a rare statement on his Instagram after rumors that he and Snooki were divorcing kept surfacing. He claimed that he and Snooki were actually stronger than ever, but he just didn't share the same dream as her. This was pretty interesting. Jionni shared that he worked hard with his own business while Snooki worked hard being a reality star. He said that being in the public eye was just never something he was comfortable with. Then a few months later, Snooki revealed a similar sentiment. While speaking to Us Weekly in 2018, Snooki admitted that she and Jionni didn't share their life on social media very often, but she called him her best friend. She added that she wished people would leave him alone because of how shy he is. Snooki and Jionni having different personalities and preferences does make a lot of sense. It seems like they still manage to support each other when it matters, but some people think that Jionni and Snooki just aren't close anymore for a seriously shady reason. Snooki and Jionni have denied rumors that their marriage is struggling for years, but honestly, there are a few different reasons why people think they might not be as crazy in love as they'd like to be. In 2015, Us Weekly revealed that Gianni's email address was included in the Ashley Madison info leak. Supposedly, his email was used to sign up for the affair website, but Snooki was confident it hadn't been Gianni's fault. She shut down the allegations and explained that anybody could have typed in his email. Snooki said that whenever he was accused of cheating, there was never any solid proof. That makes sense, but some of the other claims that Snooki made about Jionni made it seem like they weren't very happy. For years, she's been incredibly open about something unusual. Believe it or not, Snooki and Jionni almost never sleep in the same bed together. They don't even sleep in the same room, and that's been their normal for almost 10 years. Honestly, if they're happy, it shouldn't really matter, but apparently, some people just don't like Jionni, and they even have unbelievably harsh feelings and opinions about him. There have been speculations that Jionni is actually pretty controlling of Snooki. Some people feel like he really didn't want her to be a part of Jersey Shore Family Vacation anymore, and based on how strangely she acted when she returned to the series, maybe it could be a possibility. Snooki wasn't on Jersey Shore Family Vacation Season 4 aside from one night during the cast vacation. She decided to stay away for the rest of the season, but it was honestly so weird not to see her in the mix. Snooki quit the show at the end of 2018 after a very intense Season 3. She claimed that she was quitting because of how much drama and negativity there was, but that wasn't the only reason. Snooki also left the show because she wanted to spend more time with her family. When she returned for Season 5, she had been off TV for a little over 2 years. Everyone was ready for her to rejoin the cast, but her behavior during Season 5 was seriously bizarre. Snooki was often visibly anxious after she came back on the show. She actually seemed terrified to be too close to Vinny, which made a lot of viewers suspicious. It turns out that many people believe that Jionni was the reason why. The extent that Snooki went just to steer clear of Vinny was insane. But even before that season, she genuinely stayed away from him. At one point, Snooki wouldn't even let him sit next to her in the car. But her limited interactions with Vinny weren't her only noticeable changes. A few years ago, Snooki's clothes suddenly seemed to cover more of her body. She wouldn't wear anything super revealing like she used to. Even by the pool, she always seemed to cover her swimsuit up somehow, and her actions also shifted in a way that was truly unmistakable. Snooki just seemed a little more subdued in general, and even her partying behavior went through a huge change. Even when she was under the influence, she didn't get nearly as hyped up and wild as she used to. It's possible that Snooki wanted to act more calm and modest on her own, but some people think that it's just as likely that Jionni had something to do with it, especially considering how openly he used to shame her for acting out. Jionni never seemed to be a big fan of Snooki's partying side, and it was impossible to ignore her attitude switch. She seemed so worried that she was going to do something wrong. Her nervousness was painfully obvious. Snooki's crazy anxiety led people to speculate that Jionni was behind it. They theorized that because of Snooki's somewhat romantic history with Vinny, Jionni may have had a serious talk with her. This might seem a little over the top, but it also makes a surprising amount of sense. Maybe Jionni actually did lay down some rules and expectations for Snooki before she returned to the show. If he did, that would explain why she seemed so concerned. She didn't want to do something that might upset him. Of course, Gianni's private life could be exactly what he and Snooki have said it is, not to mention they probably want to give their kids a little more privacy too. And if his anxiety really is as bad as it sounds, that could explain a lot as well. So many people think it's weird that Jionni doesn't go with Snooki to dinners or events that the rest of the Jersey Shore cast attend, but he probably just doesn't want to go because he knows he would end up being posted on social media or filmed. It's unlikely that Jionni will change his mind and start regularly appearing on reality TV again. He doesn't want to show his face very often anymore, but overall, it sounds like he and Snooki are doing fine. And based on the photos he shares on Instagram, he's all about being a good dad to their 3 kids. It definitely can seem a little strange at times that Snooki is so public while Jionni is the polar opposite, but they've obviously made their marriage work so far, so maybe they actually balance each other out that way. But what do you guys think about all this? What do you think about Jionni barely ever appearing in the public eye anymore? What are your thoughts on Snooki and Gianni's major differences? Let me know in the comments below.